father arrived to pick me up from the jail cell, and when I returned home, a family doctor gave me a shot. My next memory was waking up in the lockdown area of a general hospital psychiatric ward in Ohio. There was a day I could not remember. I must have torn off my name bracelet. This particularly annoyed two young nurses who came to take blood samples. "Who are you?" one asked. "My name is Ricky Ricardo. Boy, that Lucy is going to have a lot of explaining to do." "You're not Ricky Ricardo," she said. "Actually, the name is Bond, James Bond." Now they were laughing. When they were done, Dr. Austin came in for his first visit with me. This set the pattern for his daily visits to the psychiatric ward. He put his hand on the back of my neck and looked in my eye and said, "So how are you doing?" We'd talk about how I was doing. He was a large, caring, warm person that I trusted almost immediately. Later that day, a male nurse came into my room. He was medium height, had a small beard, in his 30s. He never introduced himself, he just said, "Mr. Chabot, it's time for your bath." After I was undressed and before I got into the tub, I looked to the entranceway of the bathing area and saw two women standing there looking at me. "Are they supposed to be here?" I asked him. "No," is all he said. "Who the hell are they?" I asked. "They're cooks," he said. "I expect to have very good food for my stay here. My name is Philip Chabot, so watch for it on the order forms that come down." I tried to make it sound like there was an "or else" at the end of that. They left and we went on with our bathing ritual. I did get good food for the rest of my stay there. Dr. Austin put me on Thorazine. And after a few days, I was moved out of the lockup area and into the general psychiatric ward. Outside of the 3 rooms in the lockup, it was like any other general hospital. We wore street clothes and you could walk out anytime you wanted. I tried to get acquainted with the other patients. I was glad I was not in school. Actually, I realized that was just where I needed to be. Each day was spent a lot of time in the solarium where we would play cards and ping pong and watch TV. Each morning, most of us were given an insulin shock therapy in modified form. For some reason, I was the only one who could remember our half-hour walks up and down the hallway of the psychiatric ward. I began to be the one who could remember. I also began a flirtation with Sue, another student who had cracked under the pressure of second semester at her college. One evening we were left alone in the solarium, and I made some moves on her, and she said that she had never been kissed by a boy before. And I said I had never been kissed by a boy either. When my aunts came to visit from Dayton, I gave them a tour and joked that our method of choosing who watches what television channel is we always pick the channel that the craziest person in the room wants, because you never know what the craziest person's going to do. This works out pretty good, I said. This way I always get to choose. A couple months passed okay. On the day in May in 1963, when I was released, the head cook came up to my room to say I had become a cliche in the kitchen. They always had to check to see how Philip Chabot's tray was. I told them it was all good, and they said, well, he said that they always made sure that there was cream of rice available on the morning menu because they noticed that's what I liked. Also, Sue came by and kissed me goodbye.